First of all, we've got to define the role of the sporting director.
Steve, the role of a sporting director. We've seen an increase in sporting directors within UK clubs over the last decade. What's your interpretation of what the role is?
Well, my definition, it might be different from another club's definition because all clubs are different, but my definition is that you're in charge of all the football activity that goes on at the club. You're kind of the umbrella that is in charge of everything, with each area manager reporting into you. And I think if you can do that on a successful basis and keep a handle on everything, then you can be instrumental in change for each of those departments. A healthy relationship between the owner, the chairman, and the sporting director is essential.
Where does the origin of the role come from?
I think it's that's that buffer between the owner, the chairman, the CEO perhaps, and the football activities that are taking place. You're kind of the buffer between the two. But how you're going to be measured is probably the next question. And if you come into it without a sporting recruitment background, then I think you're in danger, because the fans out there look at sporting director, they look at recruitment, they look at the players. Have the players done what you asked them to do or what you felt they could do, and have you put points on the board?
And you might, effectively, that is how the sporting director will be judged on results, on league position. Is that fair?
Not wholly, because a good sporting director could have gone in and completely revamped the academy system, the fitness and the physiotherapy could be on a completely different plane, have massive success in those areas, and yet you're judged by the fact that the recruitment maybe is not up to that same standard. So you will be judged on the results on the pitch, and tinged with that will be the players that have come in on your watch.
You spoke about, when I asked you about the origins of the role, and it was really trying to fill in this space between ownership, senior management, and the football department, really completing that knowledge gap. As a result of that, how much of a responsibility does the sporting director have to manage up as well?
I think ultimately, in most organisations, you need the nod from the owner, the person whose money it is, because ultimately you're asking, can you spend their money? Yes, you're hoping for return, but they need a significant return to actually bring a profit to what they're actually putting in the first place. And so, whichever organisation you're at, you're going to need that nod of the head to say, yes, you can spend that money. And that's the most difficult thing, actually going and asking somebody for their own money is probably the most difficult aspect of your job, because that's in effect what you do.